Energy vampires can leave you feeling exhausted all the time. Ever been curious about how to deal with energy vampires? I'm going to share that in this video. My name is Tiffany Toombs. I'm a high-performance mindset coach, and I've worked with thousands of people across the world to help them reprogram their minds to get more success and to leave self-sabotage behind for good. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to know if you have an energy vampire, the 4 types of energy vampires that exist, and then I'll reveal powerful tools that you can use to deal with energy vampires and reclaim your energy for good. How do you know if you have an energy vampire? The reality is that somebody doesn't actually have to be in your life to still be sucking you dry of energy. When people leave our life, particularly in an abrupt or confrontational way, like a breakup or a breakup with friends, or maybe you get fired or you quit from a job on bad terms, it creates what we call an open loop in the mind. Now, the more open loops you have, the more tired you're going to be all the time, because even if you're not consciously thinking about these people every single day, unconsciously you are, and you're still pouring energy out to them. So an energy vampire is somebody who takes your energy without ever giving it in return. So there's no two-way flow of energy. So somebody could not be in your life and still draining that energy from you through those open loops, or you might have somebody in your life who is constantly taking energy from you but never giving. So what a healthy relationship looks like is if you have 2 people, and there will be some days where somebody's having a really good day and a really bad day, and so person A might have more energy going out, but then there will be days where the reverse is true and person B will have more energy going out. But when you look at the net energy flow, it is equal in both directions. Somebody who is an energy vampire never gives the same amount of energy that they receive, and so it's always an unequal energy flow where you're always feeding them and you're not really getting energy back. So one way to discover if you have energy vampires in your life is to think about the people who exhaust you, the people who you feel drained by, maybe the people that you don't even look forward to seeing, and you're a little bit resentful anytime you have to see them, talk to them, or communicate with them in any way. Or what about those people who just pop up randomly to check you out on social media and accidentally like one of your photos and you see that notification pop up? How does that make you feel? If there's any negative emotion attached, those are energy vampires, and we have to start the process of dealing with them, cutting cords with them. So now that you know how to identify energy vampires, I want to hear from you. Do you have any energy vampires in your life? How do you feel after you're in contact with them? You don't have to mention them by name, but go to the comments and let me know. Not all energy vampires show up in the same way. There's actually 4 different types of energy vampires. The first one is known as the intimidator, the aggressor, or the perpetrator. This is somebody who likes to be in control and in charge of every situation and all the people in it. They will often gain their power through fear or through force in order to have that intimidating effect on people. They suck people's energy dry so that people don't have the ability to access their higher level thinking to mount a defense against these people. The second type of energy vampire is the interrogator or the critic. This is a person who asks a lot of questions. Now, I know you might be thinking, but isn't it good to ask questions so that you can understand what somebody's talking about? That would be the case if they were asking questions for the purpose of understanding. What makes them an energy vampire is the intention behind the questioning. You can tell the difference between somebody who wants to ask questions to simply understand and somebody who's asking questions with the intention and purpose of finding fault. The energy vampire of the critic and the interrogator is somebody who looks to find fault in what you're doing. So it's like they're asking you questions and waiting for you to mess up or to say something that they don't agree with so that they can mount their attack in that way. The third type of energy vampire is the aloof or the mysterious or the disconnected person. These are people who give you very little. You might ask them, "How are you?" And they'll say, "Good." And they don't really engage a whole lot in the conversation. They don't give to the conversation, and there's a lot of awkward silences that prompt you to fill the gap and to keep coming to them. This is how they gain energy from you, because you are continuously coming to them and they're not responding or engaging in the communication in equal measure. The fourth type of energy vampire is the poor me, or the whiner or complainer. These are people who play the victim in all circumstances in order to get people to feel sorry for them, to get people to rescue them, to get people coming to them in an attempt to then steal their energy. So now that we've identified the four types of energy vampires that are there, how do you deal with them? Before I share some powerful tools with you, I want to remind you to subscribe to my channel. I am putting out brand new content every single week that's going to help you reprogram your mind, let go of the mental blocks and self-sabotage that have kept you stuck so that you can achieve all of your goals faster. Now, there's a couple really powerful tools that I give my clients to help them deal with energy vampires. The first is, if you know that you're going to have unavoidable contact with this person, you have to go and have that meeting with the boss, you have to see that friend, you have to see that family member. Before you go and meet them, imagine yourself putting on a wetsuit and set the intention to not allow their energy to penetrate that wetsuit. There's been some really cool studies done on this in the quantum physics world that shows that when we set an intention to not allow somebody's energy to impact us, we almost put up this electromagnetic field around our body that stops other people's energy from coming in. The second tool that you can use is to actually cut cords. To do this, you can close your eyes and visualize yourself and that person and the energetic cords that you have been feeding them through. Then you can take a pair of scissors or an axe or a sword, whatever you want to take, and cut all of those cords. Make sure that you also check your head and the back of your body. And once you've cut all those cords, allow that person to float off into the light, and then feel yourself gaining energy back by receiving the part of the cord that is yours. The third way that you can deal with energy vampires is to actually deal with and release the negative emotions that you have in your body. When we're holding on to a lot of unresolved trauma, negative emotions, and limiting beliefs, it actually lowers the vibrational frequency that we put out into the world, which means we attract more people into our life who are at a lower vibrational level, like energy vampires, and they connect and start to suck our energy. So when we start to resolve the trauma, when we start to overcome and release the negative emotions and rewire our limiting beliefs, we raise our vibration and we no longer attract those people into our life, or we're no longer impacted and triggered by them in the same way. And that allows us to regain our energy. Now, if you truly want to heal those negative emotions and step out of the self-sabotaging pattern of having energy vampires in your life, I would love to invite you to join us in the 6-day Mind Mastery Challenge. This is a totally free challenge where I'm going to give you the most powerful tools that I use with my clients to help them get out of imposter syndrome, overcome fear, overcome overwhelm, and so much more. All you have to do to get instant access to the challenge is go to nlpworksheet.com or click on the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching.